How's it going?
How you been?
I've been well. Been well.
How's the conditioning? Right on.
Well, considering that I've been a couch potato since I've been back from China, surprisingly good. You know, it's okay. I still got a long ways to go.
How long have you been back?
I got back like towards the end of February. Yeah.
Did you have an inkling that this was going to happen?
No.
Or it came out of the blue?
No. My agent told me when I was over in China that he was talking to him, and even when I got back, you know, there were still talks, but I kind of stayed in shape just in case, you know, that call was going to happen. But, you know, after a month and a half went by, nothing. So, you know, I kind of just relaxed a little bit, and out of the blue, here we go.
When did the call come exactly?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah. It happened Sunday. I was getting out of church and I looked at my phone and Pop called me. I was like, "Oh gosh, what the heck?" So it was a shocker.
So your prayers were answered, basically?
Yeah, you can say that. 'Cause, well, I'll tell you, my wife was praying for it. So
You're
answered.
like, I just want to keep hanging out on this couch a little bit.
I tell you, I got real relaxed. You know, I was with my kids because the whole time I was in China, I didn't see my kids. You know, that's 4 months went by, so I was enjoying my time off.
Is that in Houston where you live?
Yes.
How good of a situation is this for you to walk into, a team that can make a run at the title?
This is unbelievable. You know, just a championship environment, something that I really haven't been a part of my whole career. You know, I'm very excited. You know, I'm humble for the opportunity, and you know, I'm not sure if I'll play or when I'll play. It's not the case for me. Just know that when my number is called, I'll be ready to play, and you know, I'm just glad to be here.
Has Pop or anybody ribbed you about 13 points in 35 seconds yet?
Not quite. You know, he just, you know, made some jokes here and there about me, you know, busting his ass a few times over the years. But you know, it's a tough team to play against. Now I'm glad to be on their side.
Is that a night that stuck with you just as a memory over the years?
Well, my Asian fans won't let it go. I mean, that's just like the best thing ever. You know, every time I'm over there, that's all they really talk about. And every Asian person I see, that's the only thing they bring up. So I can never forget it.
So I'm imagining you heard it a lot when you were in China.
I heard it a lot. I think they had a day where they celebrated it. And I'm not joking.
What was your Chinese nick? A lot of players get these kind of goofy, cool Chinese nicknames. Did you?
Well, my name over there is Mighty.
Mighty?
Mighty, yeah. So I'm mighty to the Chinese people. I think that's, I forgot what, beautiful or something like that. So it's an awesome name. I like it.
You had a great career, obviously, but can you just speak, Tracy, a little bit to the fact that you never won a playoff series and to have an opportunity with this team that's won a lot?
Well, I think so much is made that I've never really got past the first round, but you know, it takes more than just me. And if you look at what I did in the regular season, and if you look at my playoff numbers, I've always stepped up in the playoffs. So, you know, I mean, it's just some team, you know, the teams that we faced was obviously better than us. I mean, it just didn't happen. And a couple times with the Rockets, you know, we played series without Yao. I mean, how difficult is that to not have your other star guys? So, you know, it's just been unfortunate situations that I've been in. Orlando, my whole playoff career there, I didn't have Grant Hill. So, I mean, it's good to be a part of a team that, with the tradition of winning championships and expect greatness around here. So, and no pressure's on me, you know.
How's your knee?
I feel good. I feel real good. You know, it took a few years after my surgery to get to feeling back healthy, and I think more so getting past the mental block. You know, it was tough to get past that, and you know, guys that have knee surgery and that's really struggling to come back, like Derrick Rose, for instance, I know what it takes.
Could you play some backup point guard?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm accustomed to handling the ball and making decisions on the basketball court.
Have you had to alter or change your game as you've gotten older?
Yes.
And in what ways have you done that?
Well, I'm not as quick as I used to be. Slowed down a little bit. I think more so my game is in the mid-post area. I've developed, you know, upper body strength, lower body strength, and my footwork has always been good. So I'm kind of changing in that sense. I mean, these guys are far more younger, in the league nowadays, much quicker. So it doesn't make no sense for me to handle the ball out there on the perimeter and try to take these guys off the dribble. Just make it easy and stay on the mid post. One dribble to the basket, foul. Simplify it.
Speaking of age, when you look around and you see Tim doing what he does,
phenomenal.
Is he like an inspiration to you? I mean,
phenomenal. He and Kobe, yeah, they're phenomenal, man. These guys are, not because of their age, it's just the miles that they have on their body. I mean, these guys that's been, deep in the playoffs every year, and for him to be playing as well as he is just incredible.
How many kids you got?
Four. 2 boys, 2
Two
girls.
boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
What are the ages?
10, 7, 5, and 4.
Oh, you got a full house. Huh?
Come help me.
you had a good time, huh?
I had a great time, yeah.
When did the season end in China? You got back in February. When did it end?
For me, it ended February 18th was my last game. And I came back, yes.
How would you rate the competition over there?
Actually, it's a physical game. It's a very physical game that lets you play. Talent is not NBA talent, but you have some guys. I mean, guys can play. And you also have some mixture of NBA guys over there. 2 foreigners on every team, so the talent was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed the competition.
Mano's going to play a few minutes. Very few, but he'll play.
How about your new player? Can you suit up tonight?
No. I mean, he might suit up. I don't know. Either that or civilian clothes. I don't know what he's got with him, but he's not going to play.
What's your anticipation for week 3?
Well, I think it'll be a few weeks. We needed another body, and then just an insurance policy in case somebody goes down, somebody's in foul trouble. I don't know what the situation might be, but just seems wise to have another body there, a perimeter body, in case we need somebody on the court.
In case you're down 12 with 35 seconds left.
I remember that game very well. It's one of those games you never forget.
Is it a luxury to get to someone of his caliber at this point in the season? Because normally it's slim pickings, I would think, at that point.
Well, he's a pro. He knows how to play, and we don't have any expectation. He may not play at all, and he may play a bunch. It just depends on situations as we move along. So, he's a quality player and a good person, and he'll fit in well with everybody. So, we're glad to have him.
You watched film with him playing in China?
Yeah, he played the year in China, and we watched a lot of that. Okay.
Besides Tracy and Boris, will everyone else be available? Tim, Tony, Kawhi, all those guys?
Tiago won't be available tonight.
So Tracy McGrady added to the Spurs roster as the playoffs are near, but the bigger question for Tim Legler is the Spurs as a team. This is a team that's had trouble on the road recently. They're going to settle for the 2nd seed coming into the playoffs. Their main stars are banged up. How does it play out for San Antonio moving forward?
Yeah, the expression I use is leaking oil. Yeah. That's what they look like. They need to hit the reset button pretty quickly. And Tim Duncan even said it after the last game. They've never looked like this 2 games before you're ready to start the playoffs. Banged up. Ginobili's not coming back anytime soon. Tony Parker has been hurt. Boris Diaw is out right now. Their younger players, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard in particular, have been wildly inconsistent lately. So you get rid of Steven Jackson. You take a chance now bringing in Tracy McGrady. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to have going into the playoffs. He played in China all year. He put up respectable numbers, but it's not anywhere near the same as playing against NBA competition. And the Spurs system is pretty intricate. If Tracy McGrady has to come in and pick that up, there's some motion to their half-court sets that you have to be willing to move on. And that's not really, I think, at this stage of his career, what he can do. That's a ginormous X factor to me. What's Tracy McGrady going to give you? What's he going to be? Right now, I'm not expecting anything. Yeah. He's going to have to show me that he can contribute, but there's no question. And right now, the Spurs are nowhere near where they expected to be heading into the playoffs. And now if the Lakers win on Wednesday night, they get them in the first round, and that's exactly who the Lakers want. They believe that they can give that team all they can handle.
Now, when you talk about it, McGrady, it's too late in the season for him to be able to have a prominent role with the Spurs at this juncture. Steven Jackson's gone. Diaw is out. Like you mentioned, Ginobili is banged up. I would imagine, as you pointed out, the young guys have to take their game up a notch. Yeah. Can they at this juncture?
Well, Kawhi Leonard has been good most of the year, and the reason they got rid of Steven Jackson was because he started to complain verbally about his role with the team, because as Kawhi Leonard started to emerge, Steven Jackson took more of a back seat. Steven Jackson didn't think that's where he deserved to be. Maybe Tracy McGrady, since he wasn't on the team all year, can handle that role a little bit better and give you some spot minutes, or maybe he gives you, even a couple of quarters in the playoffs where he can do something offensively. But look at Danny Green, another guy. Last year in the playoffs, Gregg Popovich took him out of the starting lineup and shelved him because he had lost all confidence in his ability to make an outside shot. So believe me, Gregg Popovich is sitting there right now saying, I've got Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, two critical elements to what I'm trying to do right now in terms of my rotation, that I'm not that certain what they're going to give me when the playoffs start. It's a scary proposition. Gary Neal, another guy probably in the same boat. These are major contributors throughout the regular season that are going to have to pick it up and come through in big moments in the postseason, particularly with Manu Ginobili out right now.
The Spurs, this has kind of been a similar deal with the Spurs. Yes. They kind of dominate in the regular season, and it's almost like they run out of gas when you get somewhere near the playoffs, whether it's the start or the first round or the second round of the playoffs. And you can understand what Coach Pops is doing with this team in terms of resting their big guns throughout the season. Is there any other remedy to kind of get them through, to kind of get to the finals?
It was interesting. Last year, Pop took his foot off the gas. He didn't want the #1 seed. He did everything he could not to get it, but the Thunder struggled so bad the last couple weeks of the season. Finally, it got to the point with 2 games ago. He said, well, if you're going to give it to us, we'll take it. They had the #1 seed. They're up 2-0 against the Oklahoma City Thunder in conference finals before Oklahoma City runs off 4 straight games. I don't necessarily know that Gregg Popovich wants to have the #1 seed, and they don't now. It's going to be Oklahoma City. But you're absolutely right. This has been a pattern for the 3rd consecutive year. They get to this point in the season, and you're really concerned about what they have health-wise going into the playoffs. Now, last year, they overcame it in the first couple of rounds, but then ran out of gas against a much younger, more athletic, faster Oklahoma City team. In this particular case, I think the Lakers are going to win Wednesday, and they will get them in the first round. It's going to be a different type of series. Will not be as fast-paced. Lakers feel like their front line with Pau Gasol and Dwight Howard can really do some damage against the San Antonio Spurs. And if Steve Nash comes back and can run that offense and give you anything there, I think that actually could be a pretty long series. And who would have thought that? I thought the Lakers had no shot 2 weeks ago making the playoffs.
That's an amazing thought, really, when you think about it. With Kobe going out, you thought, this is it. The Lakers are done.
Well, Dwight Howard's motivated
optimism.
And Dwight Howard is playing like a guy that cares about basketball, because all of a sudden he's a lot more important.
He's the guy.
He ever since going back to probably age 12, the first basketball team he ever played on that meant anything, he's been the focal point prior to the first 3 months in Los Angeles this year. It was a major adjustment. He didn't handle it well. He pouted. He lost his energy to offensive rebound because he didn't feel included in the offense. Right now, he's feeling good about himself, and I think he wants to take this challenge and show people, I am still the top big man in the game, and even without Kobe Bryant, he believes they can beat San Antonio.
From the Spurs standpoint, we'll see if Tracy McGrady is the player that can help them get out of the rut they've been in recently. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. For Tim Legler, I'm Jim Basquil.